This might be the most intense match I've ever played yet. Let's go ahead and take a look. It is going to be a grind fest. Going second against Portalcraft. At this point, don't know if it's Puppet or Artifact, but I do see that they grab 2 artifacts to hand, so it's pretty good to assume that at least they're on the artifact portion, if not a hybrid with Puppets as well. So turn 1, we go Sanctuary. Turn 2, they go Ironheart Hunter. We're going to establish the Holy Shield Maiden here. Just to stave off some pressure. They do end up striking it and then crashing, which seems strange. But then they go ahead and fuse some artifacts together, and that's fine. We're going to go ahead and establish the 2-drop and just pop the draw because we have nothing else to play. I'd rather get a body on board than develop the Dark Haven, since there wasn't really a reason to gain life since I'm at 20. They're going to continue to fuse up into artifacts here, revealing that they go for the Gamma, and makes sense because they're trying to free up their hand. Drop the Rukina on turn 4 and pass over. So now we can Greyhaven, Grace, activate the effect. This becomes a 4-3 and just trade out with the Rukina there. Pass turn, you know, a little underwhelming, but we do have the Darkhaven Grace. Okay, I think this is where the game is going to really start to pick up. So down comes the Ancient Cannon, and this thing is so annoying to deal with. But we do have some counterplay into this because, again, just they're going to have limited fuses, and what I've come to know is Havencraft can grind pretty well. So here I drop the Amulet Searcher, Angelic Prism Priestess, and I use the Darkhaven Grace so that if they fuse once, they'll need to fuse again to get it off the field with the cannon. Doesn't really matter though, because they just go for Alouette. I mean, maybe it did, because maybe it forced them to use an Evolve point to get Gamma on the field. Here I'm going to go ahead and Rodeo using the play point, pop the artifact right away, and then just use a regular evolution to clear the Alouette. I already got the advantage getting rid of the Heavenly Envoy, because it doesn't really have much value in this matchup, and I've got 3 good artifacts in play as a result. So they're going to continue to fuse, and yeah, the cannon is just really oppressive here. It's going to be able to take out the Rodeo without them expending any resources, and then they get to drop a Sylvia for free and just draw 2 cards. Like, this card is so crazy. We're going to go ahead and pop our Rush Tiger, buff it with Darkhaven Grace to just trade out with the Sylvia, drop Shield Maiden, drop another Haven's Grace, and pass without even trying to buff. Again, we're at 20, so no need. So, you know, despite them getting a couple of draws, I can't really complain because our hand is still pretty healthy. We do have a lot of follow-up destruction, right? We've got double Run of Arrow, Unholy Vessel, a Featherfall, and Jean. So, like, we have pure removal in our hand. They develop a bit of an underwhelming board. Good time to use the, I think that's Featherfall there. Get the Hawk on board, boost it up, right? No reason not to. Again, we're at full health, but just get the attack points on it, put them down to 16. And pass turn. Because we cycled out the 1-drop, they got the artifact hand, which was their 9th card, so their draw bricked, right? It went straight to the discard. They're gonna drop an Olivia and then drop. They took a while here, I believe, and then drop a medical grade assassin, and then just take out my character for free there, basically because of the Bane effect. So here, I'm going to spend my second Evo point, so this is not good because I'm behind on Evos now, but I do want to take out the 2-for-1 special here with the Evolve on the Run of Arrow. Then we're just going to beef it up, and I think this is the turn that I was expecting the Gundam, so you could argue that like I was overextending here on like needlessly. Yeah, sure enough, Artifact A into the Gundam Omega, down it comes, wipes the board, and it's going to hit me for 10. Like, at this point, I just think I lose the game, right? I'm just like, well, what can I really do? I do have board clears, though, so I got to save a vessel for this thing since it has aura and all that stuff. And then I follow up with a Darkhaven Ward, right, which does have ambush, which is nice. Down comes a Rukinet. I know I play a lot of Portal, and I know that after they Gundam, like, they're really starved for resources. So I'm like, okay, maybe now that I've dealt with the Gundam, I'm at 10 health, maybe I have a way back in this game. I do have the Lapis, and I'm like, if I just get us on board in 2 turns, it's going to storm through the field and just, you know, win me the game. We draw into our 3rd Unholy Vessel here, but I'm going to opt to Jean, wipe the board, and then just double Darkhaven Grace and pass. I believe I was doing this because... No, it doesn't make sense. I wasn't trying to play around Orcus because I think if they have double Orcus, I still lose because Orcus will just trade into the Jean. They don't have Orcus, or at least they opt not to go for it. And it, you know, these artifacts or amulets do clog up their board a bit. So they go for an odd play again with Sylvia into the medical grade assassin. I would have just evolved like and just trade evo points, but I guess they're saving it. We go for another gene wipe here, so we're using up a lot of our removal, but again, being an artifact portal player myself, like I know that this deck runs out of gas, and it takes time for it to rebuild. So we're slowly grinding back up our health. Unfortunately, they get rid of our gene there. And then just develop a bit of a puppet board. It looks like they played a puppet just to lower their hand size so they wouldn't like brick again. We end up getting another feather fall through and getting a hawk on board, boost it up and attack. So the Holy Falcon hits for 4 after the double Darkhaven Grace boost. Down comes puppets, okay, and they're gonna trade out. And at this point I'm like, I don't understand how, what do you call it? Jeez. Orcus hasn't come in yet, right? They've got their double evo points still. Like Orcus will hit me for 7 or 8 depending on if I have a monster on board. If I have a monster and Orcus can run over it, it'll hit for 8. So here again, I clear the board through and develop the Amulet Searcher. They drop yet another medical grade assassin, so they're just like, they got 15 cards left in their deck and they just don't have Orcus, I guess. Maybe like they have to be playing it. It's the best card in Portal, like, and they should be on 3. So like I think did I see 1 already? And it didn't evolve yet. I think I saw 1 in this match and it didn't evolve, but I'm like, you know, you should have 2 more in the deck. So down comes a Regal Falcon, hits. You could argue that I should have hit the medical grade assassin there, but I just wanted to push for more damage because, again, I have another Unholy Vessel. I've got Lapis. I think I'm still okay. I guess, you know, at this point I do have to worry about a second Gundam, which is like crazy to say. We draw into a Fildau, which is decent. And yeah, I think here I'm playing around the Gundam. So I go for the Super Evolve on the warded character here. Take out the medical grade assassin and boost this up. So I forget what this card's name is. Maeve, Guardian of Earth. Double boost, go up to 12, and just hope I can survive. I am back up to 15, but this cannon will lower me down a little bit. They make an odd trade there. Oh, here's the Orcus. I think they were trying to clear space for Orcus to evolve it, maybe. But then they opt not to do it because they just end up playing a medical grade assassin and then they just don't super evolve. So this tells me, this is the first Orcus, right? So this tells me that they definitely have 2 more in the deck and they're saving their evos to like OTK me with double Orcus follow through, right? But I know they have a bunch of artifacts in hand. So here I'm just gonna like, okay, I'm just gonna push damage because you're at 13. Sacred Griffin, super evolve it, use the Amulet Unholy Vessel to clear the board. I'm protected because of the super evo. Put them down to 2. They use okay, so they use their final couple of cards. They're down to 2 cards left in their hand. They drop the second Gundam, but they have to deal with the Griffin. They can't hit me directly, and even if they do, I'd still survive on 1 HP. So into the Griffin they go, and I have the answer in the 3rd Unholy Vessel. And I have this Lapis in my hand that I was trying to play this whole game, and like I just can't play it. So I clear the board. I opt to drop the barrier and warded character over the Run of Arrow or anything else because I have no more evo points, right? So here you can see they've completely run out of gas now. They end up super evoing a 1-drop right after crashing a puppet into the Shield Maiden to clear the Shield Maiden, and then no wonder their hand was bricked because they play 2 cannons, and yeah, this clogs up your board. So this is like a reason why cannons with like Orcus and stuff and Ralmia putting the artifacts on board can really be awkward because you just have too many cards in hand with the artifacts and the puppets, and then too many cards on boards with the amulet. And yeah, here at this point they're at 7 HP. They're not going to be able to push through my Darkhaven Grace, recovering 2 HP a turn. I am down to 4 cards left in my deck, so they maybe could have decked me out, but I'm going to definitely win the game here right now before that could happen. And I don't even know how many turns this was, like 20 plus turns. Absolutely crazy. Boost up, go for the damage on the Regal Falcon, and Fildau and attack for game. Absolutely insane match.